Hey, what's up guys? So I wanted to go ahead and talk about the poll results for the recent EverQuest poll that I put up. I just wanted to kind of discuss the results that we had for it because we had a massive 146 votes, which is awesome. I really appreciate everybody coming through and voting with that because I have less than 800 subs. So to have that high of a percentage of the base subscribers actually participating in that poll was really cool. I really appreciate you guys voting. I got some pretty good laughs out of some of the comments, as I should have, but I just wanted to go over those results and just kind of give my thoughts on them. First up, we have Classic, Kunark, and Velious in at 54%, which really shouldn't have surprised me. I know a vast majority of people have either only played those expansions, or that's basically usually where they quit playing. And I totally get it. There's a lot of P99ers out there that only play Classic, Kunark, and Velious, and that's where they think the bulk of the fun is. I'm not going to disagree with you. I totally get that's where the vast majority of my nostalgia for the game is. Next up, we had Luclin, Plains, and LDoN, which is Lost Dungeons of Norath. Again, I really shouldn't have been surprised. That's at 32%. I know that I got a comment from somebody saying that I should have included Luclin with the Classic, Kunark, and Velious, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't because the comment is pretty right. He said, I don't feel Luclin was that far removed from the previous content. I mean, you're right. I probably should have included Luclin with that, and I think we would have had a more accurate result, because I know Plains of Power, and Lost Dungeons of Norath instantly loses a large percentage of the base. I know a lot of people don't like that content. That's where we first started getting instance zones, whether, it's Plane of Time or anything like that. I kind of get it. I know that removed a lot of the world feel for people, especially for EverQuest. People in general did not really like the instance content back in the day. I'm one of the people who loved it because I knew that if I got a group of people together, we could find a good zone, our own instance, we could get loot, we could get experience, and we could have a good time. I really liked Lost Dungeons of Norath for that content because it was, it introduced augments to us as well. It was another way to better our characters. I thought it was awesome. Next up, we have Gates of Discord, Omens of War, and Dragons of Norath, which was at a whopping 7%, which, holy crap. That's some of my favorite EverQuest times. I do understand why it's so negatively received. Gates of Discord is hated by a lot of people, not just because of the content that it brought, but for the fact of the time frame when it first dropped. Gates of Discord was kind of an EverQuest killer for a lot of people back in the day. It dropped around the same time that EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft did. So there are already a lot of people who aren't fond of what Gates of Discord means to them. I do know that it was highly overtuned, and it was a guild killer. Omens of War, however, I really, really enjoyed. It was the jump from 65 to 70. We finally had new content to go to. We had a new continent to go to. We got introduced to in my opinion, some of the best classic character graphics, whether it comes down to like enemies or some of the music that we got to experience in Omens of War. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I really enjoyed that content. Gates of Discord and Omens of War both had fantastic music, so I love that. Dragons of Norath I thought was badass because we went back to dragons. Obviously it's called Dragons of Norath, but we got Lava Storm redone. We got introduced to a whole other portion of Antonica. We got to kill all the coolest looking dragons. They finally got a big update for dragon graphics. The loot was awesome. The fights were awesome. I have nothing bad to say about Dragons of Norath. I would have given Dragons of Norath like second place personally, but obviously the crowd disagrees. I get it. Next up, we have Depths of Dark Hollow, Prophecy of Ro, and Serpent Spine in at 3%. And wow. I knew that content was disliked by a good portion of the base. I enjoyed Depths of Dark Hollow because it reintroduced one of my favorite characters in the game. We got Myung Mistmore back. He was a badass character. Everything about him was cool. The whole storyline for getting access to the Demi-Plane of Blood and us unwillingly deifying him, I thought was the coolest story in EverQuest to date. Are people going to disagree with me? Probably so. I liked the werewolf graphics. I prefer the old school werewolf graphics, but I thought they were a decent upgrade. I liked the character models for some of the enemies. I thought they turned Mayung Mistmore into an absolute badass. His sword looks awesome. The fight is awesome. I love Depths of Dark Hollow. Prophecy of Ro, I hate it. I will not sugarcoat it. I will absolutely say I hated Prophecy of Ro. I thought it was crap. Not even go into it. If you know, you know, it's crap in my opinion. Serpent Spine, however, I thought was the last real shining peak of EverQuest. Because we finally got our first ever new race on their own continent where you could level from 1 to 75. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I thought that was so cool that you could level a brand new Draken character from level 1 to level 75. And you could do it all on that continent. We returned to the Dragons versus Giants faction wars. It introduced, again, some of the coolest environments and some of the nicest, most chill music. I loved it. I thought it was badass. Again, nothing bad to say about that, but I can totally understand why it's only at 3%. And last up, we had Other, and I asked why, if you voted that. We had 5% of people vote for that, which if we're looking at percentages is something like 8 or 9 different people that voted that out of 147. And we actually had some comments on that, so I might throw those up so you can get a general idea. We had some people mentioning EverQuest Online Adventures, which is a major blast from the past. We had some people saying, Secrets of Fadewar, Seeds of Destruction, Underfoot, House of Thule. And we even had one person mentioning that they like playing anywhere from Kunark all the way up to Secrets of Fadewar. They just hate everything after. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it. Like I said, I just wanted to share the poll results and just kind of give my thoughts on it. I love how different opinions are for people with EverQuest. I love that. I like actually seeing the difference in opinions of what they think makes EverQuest great, and I can see why a lot of people like classic Kunark and Velious. You got those rose-tinted glasses on, seeing nostalgia for days. But again, I'm not going to argue with you. I totally get it. I loved that time frame for EverQuest. I just love what they've done with it since then. So that's going to be it for now, folks. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.